So, good day there, Gene and Dave. Uh, this is just to prove that unicorns exist. So here we have a 14-inch Meade LX200 GPS and the magnificent Tacos PD camera attached to it at the front on a Hyperstar. Yep, they do exist. Now, there is a trick, and there's a reason I bought this particular Meade telescope originally, because I wanted a fork-mounted 14-inch occultation scope, and for a brief period of time, and on occasion, Star Arizona produced for the original 200 GPS and some of the older models a Hyperstar to go with it. They don't do it for a modern scope, and they certainly never did it for Meade scopes smaller than 14 inch. So you've got to have the right scope, and you've got to have the ability to get your hands on one of these things, because they are a bit rare, but it does the trick, and it turns this telescope into the most magnificent, the greatest occultation instrument of all, because it's got a 611mm focal length, which is absolutely optimum for the chip which is in that beautiful camera. It is so sensitive, and it can do, even from my sight, which isn't the darkest sight in the world, it can do live occultations down to around 14th magnitude, and with a little bit of integration you can go much deeper. This telescope, this setup, is the first amateur scope to do Eris, and it did it to 18th magnitude from my miserable little sight here. So it's just the best way of doing occultations. Now, you might notice it's no longer on the fork. I succumbed to a Skywatcher EQ8, and that's great for many reasons, but it's bad for other reasons. Dave, I think, still got the fork mount that originally came with this machine. And that means the good thing about it is you just move the position of the OTA to counterbalance the weight of all of that stuff happening up the front. When you buy the kit, it comes with that lump of steel, that lump of iron at the back, and that's the counterbalance that goes on where that just sits on the back here where the focuser unit is. Just sits on the back on the top of that. But well worth getting. So if you've got a compatible 14-inch Meade LX200, older style, the GPS works fine, and some of the earlier ones as well. Chuck an advert out. If they're not producing them at the moment, they do runs every now and then, and you put your name down, and they will do special runs. It's absolutely magical. What this Hyperstar can do is magical. You can get different connectors. So this one is the video connector. This one works for a DSLR. So you can put a DSLR in the front, and you can take wide angle shots of the night sky. You know, get the whole of the Orion Nebula and then take a magnificent shot in 30 seconds just with a snapshot. God, this works so good. Everybody should be running at f2. Cool. Have fun now, and hopefully that'll give you some inspiration to go and set up this like this, and it's really the way to do it.